All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be talking just prize picks in general on this one. Ultimately going to bring you guys 5 picks, mostly from the MLB. I know some games are earlier, but most of our picks are going to come in the later slate of games. And my favorite play of the day is actually going to be in the WNBA, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that one. As for Thursday Night Football, that's going to have its own video tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that as well. And just get ready for the video. 5 good picks coming your way. Can you do me a favor though? Leave the video a like, comment something down below. It's going to tell YouTube to push this thing out there, and subscribe if you are new. We've had a lot of success this year, except yesterday was not one of those days. I'm going to show you on the screen. I don't brush over my losses. We did a live stream yesterday, so no normal video, but I've never done a live stream, so kind of wanted it was like a perfect opportunity to try that out. We had a lot of fun on there, but how about the picks? Reverse sweep, including the taco there. Never a good sign when the taco misses. Don't even want to look at this very often, very much more. Very much more. Not anymore, because I just don't like to see it. Brianna Stewart, 11.5 rebounds and assists. She only had 4, but she had a dominant game. She's 6'4". She scored like 30 points, but only had 2 rebounds, which sucked for us. Rickea Jackson, we're going to talk about her a little bit later. Didn't get her full game, but first half might be something interesting we look at later. And don't want to look at this slip anymore. We did also make a better slip. 3 good reads in the bottom, I will say, but Shota doesn't get his discount over there on Betr, and then Juan Soto gets shut out by Seth Lugo, so he had nothing to show for it either. Not a great day, not a great showing, but we are due to bounce back for sure, and we can't win every single day. We did recoup some of our losses yesterday by hitting a nice little 4-man. I hate the $5 limit on the tacos for me, but some WNBA and some MLB there to, again, kind of recoup some of our losses. But good bounce back spot for us today. And again, really liking the 5 picks we're going to go over. So let's jump into it. Okay, so jumping over to PrizePicks, I typically like to go through them one by one and show you them on the PrizePicks board. But PrizePicks is doing this to me. Sometimes that happens. So I'm just going to give you the entire slip right off the bat. So for the people that don't like how long I take in these videos, this is for you. You get the whole slip right up front. But if you want to stay for all the research and the analysis on it, that's why I think you guys should watch this. Shouldn't just take it blindly. But yeah, here's the picks. Now we'll start going one by one. So you do see this 2 o'clock game, you're only going to have about 2 hours to get that in. This 3 o'clock game, you only have, or at 3:40, you should have like 4 hours to get that one in. But then these other 3 picks are all much later in their day. And I will say these are probably more of my favorite plays down here. But we're starting off with Matthew Boyd. Let's check out his odds, his market value, and some hit rates and things like that. So jumping over to Odds Jam, any of the tools or anything I use, check out the links in the description if you want to use them. It's a great way to support the channel, but you're also going to get some sort of benefit for using my code or link. And that's also a great way to get into the Discord for a free month or a free trial that way. So Matthew Boyd, 5.5. You see average sportsbook odds, minus 132 essentially. PrizePicks still at 5.5. Underdog's not even giving us this line right now, but everyone else is pretty heavily favored on the over here. Minus 130 on DraftKings, minus 117 only on Pinnacle. It's still a 50-50 line, but everyone else minus 128, minus 130, minus 140 over here, plus money on the unders I do like to see. So market value-wise, they're definitely liking it. Boyd has pitched really, really well for the Guardians. In his 5 starts, he's only pitched 28 innings so far, but gone over in 3 of 5 games, so sneaking over against the Dodgers. Pretty good showing against Pittsburgh here, and he's got a much less offensive threat here in the White Sox, who have been pretty horrible throughout the whole year, have been a little bit better the last 30 days. But you see their K percentage, 26th ranked in terms of the entire year, and what does that say? 18th ranked over the last 30 days. So they still struggle. And again, offensively, Boyd should be able to go far into this game because, they don't have a great history against him either. Going back to last year, he had his most strikeouts against, what team was it? Oh, the White Sox. So that's a good history to see. You can see the head-to-head pulled up right there. 9 Ks against them back in 2023. Obviously, this is in a new year, but he has pitched pretty solid in the starts so far. So not a very big offensive threat against the White Sox, a team that strikes out a decent amount. You can check out how they've done over the past few weeks too in terms of batting average. 29th in terms of the whole year, 26th ranked in terms of the last 30 days. So again, a team that struggles, not hopefully going to hit him off the mound. He hopefully goes 6 innings like he has been, and just needs 6 strikeouts for us. Looking pretty good for Matthew Boyd here. And then moving on to Jonah Heim here. Again, these ones are a little bit earlier in the day. If you miss these 2 plays, it's not the end of the world. Really, these are my 3 favorite plays. Doesn't mean I don't like these plays. It's just if I had to rank them, these are probably tier 1, these one down here, and then these are probably the tier 2 plays. So again, not the end of the world. But let's move on to Jonah Heim taking the under. Sometimes it's as easy as getting a guy when he's down in baseball, and he hasn't recorded a hit, recorded a run, or recorded an RBI in the past 6 games, as we can take a look at his outlier page. So last 10 games, 8 of 10 games he's stayed under. Again, last 6 games he really has done nothing. And baseball, you can get on really hot streaks and you can get on really cold streaks, and Heim just might be in one of those streaks that is down for him. So definitely a solid under here. You see in 2024, 59% of games he's gone under this. Against right-handed pitching, it's pretty much the same at 60%. But right-handed pitching in away games, he's really been in a funk. You see, pretty solid at the beginning of the year, but since then, the last 25 games or so, stayed under pretty consistently. In terms of the matchup, the pitcher matchup, Merrill Kelly, very mediocre pitcher, 4.08 ERA, 1.23 whip. Sometimes brings really good stuff, sometimes doesn't. There's no specific history against Heim to point to, so kind of throwing the matchup out the window. But I really like the hit rate, and then let's talk market value here. Minus 130.1 average sportsbook odds on the under, so definitely taking advantage of PrizePicks fixed payout system. We definitely don't want to ever take plus money plays over on PrizePicks or Underdog or anything like that. But you see DraftKings minus 130, they're going to pay you out less if you take the under because they are saying it's more likely to happen, and that's pretty much the consensus across all these different sportsbooks, Sleeper, Sleeper, BetMGM, ESPN Bet, all these different ones saying the same thing. So fading Jonah Heim, again, last 6 games hasn't done anything, recorded a single stat in terms of a hit, run, or RBI. So we just need him to do that one more time for us. But even if he gets a hit, that doesn't hurt us. So Jonah Heim staying on the under. Those are the 2 early games. Now let's move into those later slate games and those tier 1 picks, I guess. Again, doesn't mean I don't like these 2. Just so I might like these ones a little bit better. All right, so moving along to Bobby Miller here. You have plenty of time to get this one in. It's literally the last game of the MLB slate. And it's Bobby Miller going against the Cubs, and the Cubs are away. And when the Cubs are away, they're a totally different team, and they've been really, really good the past 30 days. Over the past 30 days against righties on the road, they're ranked 2nd in batting average and 2nd in not striking out, so K percentage. So taking it under on Bobby Miller, who's going up against a good team that plays well around the road, is a good spot for us. So under 5.0 strikeouts for Bobby Miller, and we can take a look at his hit rate here. 8 of 11 games he's stayed under. If you look at his strikeouts per 9, it's a little bit higher than I expected, but again, 73% hit rate on the under here. You take a look at any sort of data we want to check out down here. We see the Cubs, what is that, 16th ranked for the entire year for K percentage, but last 30 days they are ranked 9th, and 2 righties on the road specifically. This is just versus righties in general. On the road, they're ranked 2nd. So really, really looking good against this Cubs team that we saw play really, really well against Shohei Minaga, who only had 4 strikeouts, and he's definitely a better strikeout pitcher than Bobby Miller is. There's also a head-to-head matchup here. This is dating back to last year. He had 3 strikeouts against this team, but they put up 5 runs on him, and he only went 1.2 innings because they just shelled him. So there is pretty decent history against the Cubs playing well or hitting well against Bobby Miller. So a lot of things looking, pointing in the right direction here. And then lastly, the market value. Where do other books have this line? Well, they do have it up at 5.5, but they're very, very heavily favoring the under here. You see minus 168 on the under for Pinnacle. They're going to give you plus 124 money if you think he's going to get 6 Ks, which is the only way, he hurts us 6 or more Ks. So their projections here are saying he's going to get 5 or less, and that's where we're at on PrizePicks. If he gets 5, it doesn't hurt us, but, it's just going to be a push. But hopefully he stays under there, gets, shelled like he did last year. So Bobby Miller looking really good on the under against the Red Hot Cubs when they are away, especially against right-handed pitching. All right, so moving along to our last MLB play of the day. Don't forget we still have the Rickea Jackson line to talk about in a second. But Nick Pivetta, a lot of things pointing in the right direction for him today. Over 5.5 pitcher strikeouts. He's playing at home. Baltimore plays, worse at and away games, so that's good to see. Nick Pivetta gets a boost at home, and he's got a good history against them as well. So let's take a look at his hit rates, at his charts over on Outlier. 59% of games he's on the over, and he crushes this over a lot of times. He's in like the 92nd percentile in terms of Ks per K percentage for pitchers, 10.73, and again, crushing this line in a lot of these games. He pretty much only doesn't get there if he gets shelled and gets taken out earlier, but has a pretty good history against this Baltimore Orioles team. And when he pitches at home, 67% hit rate, so definitely gets a little bit of boost from the hometown crowd. And I'll take a look at this head-to-head to show you guys. They faced off against each other once this year. He had 6 strikeouts just about a month ago, again August, and then dating back to last year, he had 10 Ks against this team. So Pivetta has their numbers. You can see that in the numbers right here. A lot of red in the averages for the Baltimore Orioles. That just means they don't hit very well against him. And then also a lot of red K percentages. That means they strike out a decent amount against him. So a lot of things pointing the right direction for him. You see that Baltimore on the road, actually, this isn't showing that, but I looked it up. On the road, they struggle more than they do at home. And you see, middle of the road in terms of K percentage, first right-handed pitching over the last, 30 days or so. So really liking this Pivetta line. The RotoWire projection model hasn't shown this today, but want to point out that they're at 6.04, so they're liking the over here as well. And then in terms of market value, not as crazy as the other ones we've seen, but 5.5 definitely favored slightly on the over on a lot of these platforms, minus 125, minus 122. But here's the kicker again, Pinnacle, known as one of the more accurate ones out there, minus 138 on the over as opposed to a plus 102 on the under. So really liking Nick Pivetta to kind of round out our MLB picks for the day. So that's those 4. Let's get into our one WNBA pick, and it's going to be Rickea Jackson, 4th overall pick for the Sparks. And let's take a look at that. All right, so you might notice this is actually a first half play because the Sparks have gotten spanked a lot. They're the worst team, I think, in the entire league, and they might be sitting more people. So Rickea Jackson getting all she can handle, which over 11.0 fantasy points looks like a freebie to me. So let's take a look at her outlier page. You see 2024, only a 53% hit rate, but you see a lot of green recently. That's because she's getting a lot more minutes, and it's not, for no reason. Cameron Brink obviously tears their ACL at the beginning of the year. No Lexi Brown. In those 20 games, 80% hit rate. That includes a game against this Seattle team as well. So a really, really good hit rate in terms of this one, 80%. You can't really, not look into that. But you also look at the minutes. Some of these games, especially recently, 20 minutes in the first half. That's all minutes, by the way. There's 10-minute quarters. So she's been getting everything she can handle. It is a back-to-back, but she's a rookie on this team. So maybe even some more players. See a lot of game time decisions here. And if those guys get, or those girls get ruled out, it's just going to mean more time for Rickea Jackson. She's been really, really good. You can see the projection models for her whole game. They like the overs as well. So if you want to go full game, I don't mind that, but I definitely really favor the first half. Kind of burned us yesterday when we went to her for a full game because of the blowout. She hit her first half, but not her full game. So Rickea Jackson rounding out our 5th pick of the day. Probably my favorite pick of the day, over 11.0 first half fantasy score. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, again, leave the video a like. 5 free picks, you can't really beat that with a ton of analysis. I try to give you guys as much information as I can, so you're not just picking and choosing. I'm not randomly throwing picks out there. I do research these and spend a lot of time on them. So leave the video a like, comment something down below, subscribe if you are new. If you're interested in our community, there's links for the Discord community down below. You sign up through the Dub Club link, and then you link your Dub Club account to your Discord account. It's very simple. And if you want to sign up for any of the partners that I have, either any of the tools I was using, any of the DFS platforms, PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, Chalkboard, everyone's doing a ton of discounts these times of year, especially throughout September as football gets going. So you don't want to miss out on those. And again, using my code is going to get you a free month of my Discord, and it's, again, a great way to support the channel. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Thursday Night Football video. Excited for that game. That's going to be really fun. Dolphins and the Bills. And let's hope for some regression to us to get a positive day today after yesterday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.